Today we're going to be installing the Black Mark Performance 13 to 18 compound turbo kit on my 2015 dually. I'm going to go ahead and do some of the prep work. I'm going to pull this tire off so I can get up in the fender well better, pull the fender liner, and pull this air intake, pull the battery. All this is pretty self-explanatory. If you don't know how to do this, you probably shouldn't be installing this kit by yourself. Bolt down there, little nut, get that clamp off. You got a nut here, pull that off. Probably do this, separate it all. Yeah, but I'm going to get started first, pull that wheel off. So to get this wheel off, I just popped the cap off and got my big old Icon 1/2 inch. They 22 on it. Yep, 22. I don't have a fancy big impact, so I'm just gonna do this the hard way. Bust all these off and then get back to it. All right, so I got the wheel off, still jacked up. Throw a little jack stand under there. I will say, I got a whole box of snap on here, and I love these Icons. Suckers were good, especially for the money. But yeah, it's not an Icon ad, so next I'm gonna pop this little fender well off, little fender flare, and then get the well out. And then once we get that, we'll go back up to the top. All right, we got that fender liner out. It's gonna give us room because we got a little turbo drain that we gotta get out of there. They don't really show you that in the video, but it also gives us room to our clamp and other stuff. The truck's been running, so it's still a little hot. I'm gonna wait till it cools off before I go touch the exhaust. But yeah, gives us a lot of room. All right, so I started on that. That's loose too. Got all this off. I'm gonna go ahead and swap over these sensors. So, little guy is gonna go where the little guy fits, right? Big one is gonna go where the big one fits. So yeah, just transfer these sensors over. All right, I got the whole intake off. Tuck that little guy over there. I'm gonna stuff this little rag up in here just to make sure I don't get nothing in there. It's nice and dirty around here. So, yep. Next thing. Oh, nice. I don't have a battery holder. That's awesome. So, well, typically right in there is got a little piece that holds your battery in, but obviously I don't have one, so I'll go ahead and pull these terminals. And then on the battery tray, you got some bolts you need to get in from the bottom. You got these right here. I'll take this guy off. Yeah, that's pretty much that. There's your bolt. And, well, I thought there's one right there, but I guess not. So, yep. All right, I got the battery tray out. Next, we're going to attack this coolant tank. Got that little bar there. Shimmy this bucket in there. See if I can't catch it. Well, I just about filled that bucket because once you pull this hose, it drains some more out of here. So just about filled her up, but she's empty now. So I'm gonna start working on getting this bad girl out of here. All right, so this hose, I just pulled these, got these little fixed clamps on there. I just finagled it off with my dikes. This one pulled off from here. Just can't really get to cut that off. But you got 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to unplug that sensor. And then now, should just pour it out. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this downpipe. I don't know where the heck this goes. I traced it, it goes somewhere over here. I think it's that guy right there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take all this off, trace this back, probably unplug it, and then, all right, so I got a little carried away, but I went ahead, Got that plug in there, disconnected that. So tie that up later. I got that middle section removed, got that, whatever that is, I got it pulled out and I just tucked it right there for now. I don't want to cut it because I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I gotta pull the rest of that downpipe off right there. And once I get that off, we will start putting the turbo in. All right, so I managed to get that downpipe out. Now, time for the fun part. I don't know if you can see right there. That little guy right there, we gotta knock out. Do not knock that into the engine. Got me a magnet right here. Head on with the screwdriver. Well, preferably have some longer needle nose than that. It'll be a little easier. But we got it out. We did not drop it into the engine. So let's see if I can. Lighting's not the best, but yeah, there she is. That's the hardest part, or at least the least forgiving part, that is. But you know, for somebody who's got big hands, I'm 6'3". That's a tight little spot. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm doing this kit with the stock AC lines. Did not get the reroute. Didn't want to recharge my AC, to be honest. So yeah, so far so good. Everything's coming off and about to start going on. So yeah, I'm gonna look back over it one more time, make sure there's no little stuff I need to do. But yeah, I think we're about ready to put that exhaust pipe on there. Start mounting the exhaust side of the turbo. All right, so here's the part you need next. I went ahead and double wrapped this, put a secondary wrap on it, to just make sure. The first wrap it had was black and it was kind of thin, so I like this color wrap, so I wrapped it again. Yep, go ahead and get that bolted on the turbo. Short end goes on your factory turbo. This end goes to here. It kind of, I mean, you can tell the difference, right? That doesn't go, that goes. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so here's where we're at. Got that pipe installed. It was really tight, but it bolted up. No complaints. It was just really tight to get there. Tightened that up. Mounted our turbo. Got the gasket in between there. Lock washers, nuts. Nuts could be, or the bolts could be a little bit longer, but those lock nuts should keep them on there, no problem. This power wire is awfully close, but I know I got a turbo blanket. It comes with a nice fancy turbo blanket, so not too worried about it. Been heat wrapping everything I can though. I might heat tape this as well. I got extra heat tape, but they provided me quite a bit. I still got a little bit left of what they gave me. Went ahead and did heat tape those AC lines back there. They are tight. Honestly, I don't know how the downpipe's gonna clear, but we will deal with that when we get to it. All right, so we have ran into a problem. This is why I did this first, right? So I got my downpipe mounted. So that's good enough right there. I left that empty space for the hose clamp. Two problems. That's where the water drains out and then it's touching the fucking exhaust pipe. And problem two, that is touching the trans lines. And this pipe right here is like touching on this side, so it's not like I can pull it away. Go ahead and carry on with the rest of the turbo install. Probably gonna have to remove this bracket here. Gonna go ahead and see how the bracket fits up so I can remove this if I need to. And then just kind of test fit it. I'm not gonna put it on yet until I put the rest of the turbo on, but probably just get it lined up pretty good and then go from there. All right, so I got the bracket mounted up. It looks like they upgraded this bracket a lot. It looks a lot better. Before they had just the 1 and then a 1 here. Now it's 2 and 2, so a lot more structural integrity. Definitely upgraded this. This went together pretty easy. These are a little hard to get to, but you can manage. My wrench wouldn't even open and wouldn't even grab that, so I just kind of held it there, and then it held in place. And that bolt's not like damaged at all. I mean, it held pretty good, so. Yep. Next step is gonna be putting the middle part of this turbo in. Actually, I'll probably tighten this clamp down first. So I don't have my downpipe tightened yet, but try to rotate that maybe if I can. Yep. But tighten that turbo, run the drain line, and then oil feed line. Actually, I might go ahead and put that fitting on now while this is all empty, just so I have a little more. All right, so got that piece mounted. You do have to move this over. Zoomed in a little too much. You do have to move that over. That is a 21 and a 22. Broke that loose. Put my feed line on, and I'll just hang it here out of the way until I get that mounted. All right, so got the drain bolted up. This is the only real way I saw you could route it. Maybe you can come down through here, but that looked like the only way. And then it's got like a little bit of a, that fucker's in there good enough. Yeah, that was a bitch. I had to cut out a little spot in that drain, get a wrench up in there, a 19, pry on it. Yeah, let's just say that was not very fun. Pretty big dude, pretty strong dude. Destroyed my hands, my wrists, trying to get that thing in there. Saw a dude use a wrench and a pry bar. I don't have a big pry bar, so yeah, you got to work with what you have. So I did the Neanderthal way and just muscled it in and destroyed my body in the process. So go ahead, get this drain line or the feed line and the fitting put on here, bolt that up, run that silicone boot on there, see if I need to cut it. They say to cut 2 inches off in the video. We'll see. Get that up, and yeah, then we'll come back. All right, so I had to order another boot. I cut this boot too far. So yeah, I made a mistake with that for sure. I did have I did end up getting the downpipe fully in. I had to buy a 30-inch piece of exhaust. So yeah, basically what I did with this is I put that metal piece on here, in here first, clamped this down, put the boot on there, got that all tightened up, put the compressor housing on, bolted that up, and then I squeeze these together, put this clamp on. Yeah, I got my downpipe finally mounted. Damn, that gum exhaust wrap's a little loose, but you know what, it'll do. But yeah, got that all mounted up. It is a little close to my trans lines. It's not touching, but it is, you can see it's close. It's like the tape and the fabric's touching. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap some clamps on here. Got me. So this is that piece I had to buy. So yeah, I'll go ahead and slap these clamps on, do the clamp up top, and then we'll get back to the video. Alrighty, we got our clamps all together. About to get this battery box in, the coolant tank mounted on the battery box, and then yeah, start putting this the rest of the way together. I did polish this. As you can see, I didn't sand super crazy on it. It's a lot of work to polish something, especially the cast is so rough. Right now it's super dirty though. After I get the battery box in, coolant tank, I'll probably give this a good wipe down. Still looks better, even dirty and polished, than it did with the cast. Kind of matches my little intake horn. Also, these pipes, intercooler pipes, are the black market as well. Intercooler pipes. Yeah, I did those before I decided to do this. Yeah, I got them on both sides. It does fit. This is very tight. But yeah, got those intercooler pipes in there. And then my little redneck catch can. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and put this turbo blanket on. Put that on. It comes with springs. Right, consume, spring, spring, boom, spring, spring. And to get that mounted up, and then put the battery box in. All right, so I had to personally modify the battery box. Took a Dremel, cut out this piece. It's not the prettiest, but it's not a show truck, right? It's a show truck. Wouldn't be doing all this, right? It would look much prettier. So battery finally fits. I don't know if it's the kind of battery I have. It's a pretty big battery. It's a Duracell. Yeah, I don't know, but it is tight. It is really tight, but it fits now. So I'm gonna put the coolant tank in. Also, I had to remove this to slide it in. Yeah, she's tight. Also, I did order the battery holders. The screws didn't come in, but I did get the plastic pieces in. So those are really hard to find for the 13 through 18s. Went to like moparparts.com, somewhere like that, and got them. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the coolant bottle mounted there. Actually, before I mount that, I'm gonna probably go ahead and put a little relay back here. Button that all up. Then coolant bottle, battery, pretty much be done. All right, I got the battery in, got the coolant tank in and filled. Now we're just gonna put the intake on and get that in there, plug the sensors in. And that hose is a little big, but should be fine. Shouldn't leak. There's a little coolant there because I overfilled it, but yep. All right, so this is the first drive with the kit installed. Woo! Sounds pretty nasty. Pull up over here at the gas station and show y'all the finished product. But let's look into the hood real quick. It's dusty. Been down for a little while. Boom. That's what we got. Just finished up here. We'll say all in all I do think this kit is worth the money. Looking at like the pusher kits and some of those other kits, you're spending $4 grand for like their base model. Yeah, it comes with better instructions, comes with like the metal intermittent charge pipe, but end of the day, you're paying half the price for this kit. It performs well. I haven't had a ton of a drive time under it. I just finished getting that turbo oil drain finally seated all the way. That was definitely the most challenging part, and getting everything to line up. But all in all, I do think the kit is worth the money. It is a good kit. A lot of the parts are quality. Like this is all quality. I mean, it looks nice, it looks very good. It's a good kit. It's just a lot of work and it's a pain. I've pulled a whole head off one of these engines before, you know, done it like clockwork, changed valve springs, done all that. So got pretty good, did a 3rd gen swap too. Got pretty good experience. By no means am I a professional mechanic, but you know, I would say I'm intermediate. Got quite a bit of experience under my belt, and this was not an easy task. Spent a lot of hours on this, but all in all, it is good. Maybe this video will keep y'all from making some of the mistakes I made, like cutting the boot too short, because the turbo I didn't have it positioned over far enough. I had it over this way more and had to cut that boot. Maybe I'll go ahead and get smaller batteries, be able to make that fit without cutting your battery box. Maybe you go ahead and order that 30-inch piece of exhaust pipe so you don't have to wait on that. But yeah, I do recommend too, if you want to upgrade this kit for cheap, get that, go ahead and buy one of those AN fittings drains. That will save you a ton of effort and time. I did not. I went with the drain that they provided, and let me tell you, it was the biggest fight of my life. It was a struggle getting that in right. I tried the wrench and pry bar method, tried a bunch of stuff, and yeah, finally got it, but it was a fight. So end of the day, the kit is worth the money. If you want compounds, I got it because I'm talking about 5th wheel, and this truck has good power, but I noticed going up a lot of the steep grades, it struggled a little bit, and I'd have to go like 45, 50, even though it's deleted, tuned, all that. It still just didn't have enough boost. I was worried about burning it up. So this compound kit will definitely give me the power I need to be able to maintain speeds, 55, 60, going up those grades. Yeah, keep the EGTs cooler too. That was a big one when I went with the compounds over a 2nd gen or just a regular 3rd gen, just non-VGT swap. I have that on our other truck. It's got a S366, and I do like it, but I notice the VGT just spools so much better, so much quicker. It doesn't make as much boost as that one does, but it's just, that VGT is just instant. And then when you stack them like this, I mean, I just felt like I had boost for days. I haven't put my foot all the way in the pedal yet because this has a stock trans, and I don't want to be putting the trans on it yet. So keep your foot out of it if you have a stock trans. You'll probably be fine. But yeah, if you don't and you have a stock trans, you can go ahead and count your days and start saving that money for a built trans. So one more overview of the compound kit. So it looks, all this is super tight. Fits up nicely. I went ahead and ordered the filter sock so my filter lasts longer. Can't see, but it's got their logo on the front there. I tried to line that up so you can see it. Yeah, matches my intake elbow Looks pretty sharp. I'm gonna leave my little catch can there for now. One of these days we'll probably go with the BMP catch can, and I love their valve cover. They have a beautiful valve cover, the best looking catch can too that I have seen. For now, I'm just gonna keep rolling with stock. Yeah, that's my 3500. This tows it's around 17,000 pound fifth wheel, so this is gonna make a huge difference. Big difference towing that fifth wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Yeah, I do recommend this kit. Just know what you're getting into. It's not an easy job. Probably the hardest job I've ever done, to be honest. Just getting everything lined up and fitted up right and all the little miscellaneous stuff. It is not easy, so be prepared. If you want a shot, just a little extra money, turbo drain and drain lines with the AN fittings, that should make that process a lot easier, because I'm sure you can hit that piece in and then screw it on, or maybe just push it in with the tube already screwed on and then bend the tube up later. But that, and then if you got a welder and you can't fabricate, change the downpipe. Right now, only complaint I have with this kit at the moment is that downpipe is touching the frame rail. So when I'm at like a slow idle or something, it does vibrate the truck pretty viciously. So one of these days I'll probably go ahead and get the downpipe changed, take it to a shop. I'm in California currently, so not a lot of shops will touch these deleted trucks, but the truck is registered in Texas, my hometown, so it is compliant with the local emissions there. Yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped you out, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you want me to make more videos, let me know, because I'm always messing with one of these trucks, either the old 3rd gen, which is a 6.7, or the 2015 3500. Thanks. Y'all have a good one.